with the Crimson Tide. And now we bring on my broadcast partner, DK, David Kindred. You know, we got to remember that Alabama's loss was not the only loss that an SEC team suffered last night. You saw what UAB did to Florida.
Yeah, it's what you heard Coach Rob Vaughn talk about. It's just get back on the horse and all the jitters that go into opening day, excitement. Now those are behind us, and you feel really good about the most experienced and lethal pitcher for Alabama in Zane Adams. Really burst on the scene in 2024, his freshman year, halfway through SEC play against Arkansas. Not only did they get the win against the number one team, he went 7 strong and really hasn't looked back since. And that's the confidence that he continues to build. It was a great 25 year for him, highlighted by some starts against Tennessee and Missouri. And to have him on the bump in a bounce-back game, especially when you lose one, you feel really good as a defense and offense to have, like I said, the most experienced pitcher in Zane Adams.
He threw real well during what is called the preseason. You got scrimmages, you got live games, and he was one of the best arms, and he has earned his way back into the starting rotation. 7-4 last year with a .554 earned run average. Defensively in the outfield left to right, Justin Osterhaus, Bryce Fowler, and Peyton Steele. Left side of the infield is Jason Torres and Justin LeBron. On the right side, Brennan Holt and Luke Vaughn. John Lem is catching. The home plate umpire is Vic Correll. First base umpire, Kevin Elzey. Second base umpire, Jason Johnson. Third base umpire is Jason Bradley. Our current temperature here on the plane, or on the, let's say the capstone, a faux pas right out of the gate. 64 degrees, partly cloudy. We'll reach up to about 66. And then rain expected tonight into tomorrow. Thus, tomorrow's game has already been postponed and moved, and will piggyback today's game 2. So we'll have game 2 and 3. And Dave, they're both 18 innings rather. They're 9 and 9, combined 18 innings. A lot of pitching to cover, but game series number 1, you got everybody available.
Yeah, and happy Valentine's Day out there. We're appreciative of you tuning in with us and tuning in for 18 innings, hopefully. And all those you want to wish a happy Valentine's Day to, make sure you do that. But no love lost here on the field. But again, Zane Adams, toeing the rubber, one of the strongest and competitive pitchers Alabama's had.
Last year, Adams won his first 4 decisions and would wind up 7-4. And it's that changeup. That's his best pitch. Got also a very, very good curveball. We get this game started with a fastball, letter high, and a strike call.
It's a lively fastball. You saw it right, 91, 95, curveball, changeup, a plus changeup, and he's still going to incorporate that slider.
Facing the switch hitter, Trevor Smith, and Smith takes inside and low. Smith is the center fielder. 2 for 4 with a couple of runs scored last night. So the switch hitter batting from the right side against the southpaw, Adams. Count is level. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swing and a bouncer foul outside of third. Osterhaus straight away and left. Fowler shading towards right center, and Steele straight away medium depth in right. Count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. You can tell by the crowd they want the punch out. A 1-2 from Smith. Swung on, ground ball deep to short to his right. And that's LeBron. LeBron throws low, but picked out by Luke Vaughn. This already, were we talking, Dave, about getting ground ball outs? Alabama didn't get a ground ball out until the 5th inning last night.
Yeah, it's a great changeup right there. At 84 miles an hour, just makes that fastball so much better. You can see hitter way out front, gets weak contact, let the defense work.
Gavin Roy, the starting shortstop for the Cougars. Fastball, knee-high strike. 0-1. 1 out, bases cleared, top of the first. Sit back, relax. Dave and I will do the work the rest of the afternoon. Long day with a doubleheader, and as mentioned, 2 9-inning games.
Ooh,
Unless
that's a
there's
lively fastball
extra
with some
innings.
run on it. At 92 pitches right there at 95, running away from the right-hander.
And Dave, that's a tick higher where Zane operated last year. Here's the 0-2 for the punch-out. Swing,
Yeah.
and miss on a high fastball.
That's just coming right at it, right at the hitter. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Fastballs competitive, down in the zone, and then raising it above the letters for strike 3.
The left-handed hitting Max Hartman coming up. We also talked that Alabama did not shift on anybody, but they're going to shift on Hartman. So you got 3 infielders on the right side. Left on left battle. Smith to Hartman, and the pitch is swung out and missed. Hartman playing right field, 3 for 3 with a home run in last night's game. But Dave, he was on base all 5 at bats.
He really was.
He had a tremendous evening. Here's an 0-1. Swing, high chopper foul, third base side as Torres will glove. Flip it into the Bama dugout.
That was an emergency hack right there on 0-1. And from prior experience, left-handed hitter against this left-handed pitcher in Zane Adams, it's very uncomfortable in there.
We should see more of the curveball than the changeup left on left. The wind and the pitch low. And Dave, that was a changeup though. That's 81. That's his change instead of the curveball. And that just shows you again that he's got so much confidence in that pitch. Doesn't matter the count. 2 outs, bases cleared, no score, top of the first inning. The Adams pitch is swung on and missed. See it. And what a strong start for Zane Adams. Faces just 3. Washington State goes down in order. Bama coming up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Before we go to the bottom of the first, let's let our stations identify themselves. You're listening to Alabama Baseball. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Well, Dave, that was pretty quick. That was you better gobble up and get on the bus because Zane Adams got it done with a lot of efficiency as well.
That's momentum building. Again, strong start. Zane Adams commanded the fastball, a little bit of changeup here and there, slider. And that's what this offense really needed, a clean first inning. That's really get through that first inning, give this offense an opportunity to get out in front where they were playing from behind the entire game on Friday. Very great start for Zane Adams.
Rob Vaughn told Roger Hoover on the pregame show that the goal is, again, to score a couple of runs early and then let Washington State try to chase us. But in the game of chase last night, the Cougars scored 2 runs in the first inning and really didn't look back.
They didn't. They didn't. But again, we talked about the Washington State pitchers' same weekend rotation from last year, and towing the rubber today is left-hander Nick Lewis. Redshirt sophomore, 4-7 last year.
Left-handed batter Bryce Fowler leading off for Alabama. 2 for 3. He was on base 4 times last night. Did a great job at a leadoff slot. Bottom of the first, no score. The 1-1 inside, 2 balls and 1 strike.
And just a quick report on Lewis. It's going to be a fastball, nothing overwhelming, 86, 88, change-up, slider, but he really wants to get that fastball in there to incorporate the change-up.
2-1 is cut out and missed. You know, you go back to Rob Vaughn's statement, and as you and I were calling that 5th inning, it was like an elevator dropped when Alabama, an explosive offense from last year, had bases loaded, nobody out, trailing, and you think, well, here we go. This is going to be a 4 or 5 crooked number digit, and the only run scored was on a walk. Count is filled up. Here's a 3-2. Swung on, foul behind home plate.
Yeah, it was the tipping point, and Coach Rob Vaughn mentioned it. And when it doesn't go your way, it's got to go somebody else's way. As Washington State put themselves in a corner, but found a way after walking the house, get out of it with 1 run. They felt really good and ran with it the rest of the way.
Count is filled up on Fowler, left on left. He takes high, ball 4. And Fowler has been on base 5 times in this series in 10 innings.
He's really worked the count. Did a great job of it yesterday. Got it to 3-2. Great at bat, but it also gets the opportunity for the guy on deck and everybody else watching to see some pitches, see what the plethora of the pitcher and what Nick Lewis has. So that's another great thing with Bryce Fowler being a leadoff. Get on base, set it up for Justin LeBron.
LeBron with a home run in his final at bat last night. Came up in the bottom of the 1st inning after Fowler had singled, and LeBron bounced into a 5-4-3 double play. Right-handed hitter. The pitch coming home, that is up and in. LeBron hit .316 last year as a sophomore with 18 homers, 72 runs batted in. And he is on absolutely everybody's radar. A swing and a high fly out to center. Smith has it measured. The center fielder comes in a couple of steps, short of the warning track, makes a catch. Fowler with a good bluff, and he has to go back to first. Looked like a slider. And LeBron, so good at going opposite way, but just a tick late on his swing.
Real quick on Nick Lewis, we talked about Myers getting thrown into the fire last year against Arkansas. Nick Lewis, as a redshirt freshman, also started against Arkansas last year, so he's got some experience in the SEC playing against it.
And he was also a teenager when he did that. He's only 20, so a year removed from 19 years old and facing the top 10, top 5 team in Arkansas. Jason Torres, the batter, 1 out, 1 on, no score. A couple of flips over to first.
A pitcher like Nick Lewis, for all those listening out there, he's got a pop time. All that means is when he lifts his leg going to the plate until it hits that catcher, it's 1.5 seconds. Anything above that's an ideal time to run.
Yeah, that's on the slow side. He throws his changeup high and away. You want, they tell me, and you can overrule, but I've talked to pitching coaches. They want 1-3 and down is what they're trying to
1-3 is the standard. Anything above that is a good opportunity to run.
Breaking ball inside. Torres not offering.
I think you need to manufacture some runs to kind of get off the schneid from yesterday. Find a different way to continue to put pressure on Washington State and the defense.
Runners going, the pitch home. That's a called strike. There'll be absolutely no throw. Fowler at second with 1 down.
Yeah, it was a pop time of 1-6, and a guy like Bryce Fowler is just licking his chops, just needed to get the right break, and catcher not even able to make a throw.
And Dave, I say this with all respect. If you're able to do that from up here in the booth, obviously Rob Vaughn and his staff, they're doing it down on the field. And this could wind up a track meet. Line drive, softly hit, base hit into left. Torres will move Fowler into third. Throw coming home right on the dot there by Matt Priest.
Jason Torres strong enough, kind of got fisted on the inner half, able to get it over the shortstop's head for a single to put it now first and third with 1 out, with a great opportunity here to get Alabama on the board and establish a lead.
Catcher John Lim Lemm. First year with Alabama. Hit 272 last year for Southern Illinois University. Had 19 bombs. Left on left. Lewis to the plate. And that pitch is fisted to the second baseman, Thiel, and he makes a catch. Didn't get very high.
Looked like a fastball. It just tailed in on Lim. He was late. You got to cash in. Guy on third base with one out. You have to do that, and you put a lot of pressure on the next guy with two outs. Now you got to get a hit, and Luke Vaughn.
Vaughn, first baseman, right-handed power hitter, takes a strike. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. I mean, he's a guy who hasn't played in almost 2 years. Nothing in one. Lewis pitches home, and it's swung on, hit foul left side. Curt Bloom, Dave Kindred here at Sewell Thomas. Scoreless in the bottom of the first inning after Washington State won last night 8-4.
Luke Vaughn, of all offensive players through the fall and spring, you could say he's been the highlighted star, really swinging the bat well. Can he translate that into the game?
0-2 is up high. Dave, on these off-speed pitches from Lewis, he's really doing the wrong thing, and he's slowing his arm down, guiding his changeup and sliders. The guys with great changeups, they'll throw the same arm motion as their fastball. Pitch here, below the knees, just below the knees. Good call, good take rather by Vaughn.
So that was the first time he did a slide step on the fastball. He had been lifting his leg. That was a quick delivery. Sometimes can kind of, quote unquote, quick pitch you.
On the corners for Alabama, the 2-2 swing and a miss, strike three, and Alabama will strand a pair of runners. We played one from Sewell Thomas Stadium. Scoreless at the ballpark. We have a doubleheader on Valentine's Day. We have more coming your way. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Forget to add pest control to your lineup this spring. From protecting against mosquitoes and termites and clearing cobwebs, spring cleaning isn't done until you call Cook's Pest Control. Dave, can you do me a favor and sing the jingle, the Cook's Pest Control jingle, just once?
Ooh.
Looky, looky, looky.
Here comes Cookie.
Here comes Cookie. I'll take it.
It's good marketing, right?
Oh, man. That's one of the best since I've spent 3 decades down here, but you ask me, man, that's automatic.
I'm stuck in cartoon 5 and 7-year-old jingles right now.
Right, gotcha. A 5 and 7, you're a little bit ahead of my granddaughter. Bluey and Paw Patrol. Are your kids into both of those?
All in it. All in.
Another question. We're scoreless going to the second. Are your kids scared of live mascots? Because my granddaughter is petrified.
I can just tell you they love Big Al.
They do? Okay.
I can confirm that.
Ole Obenauer, the third baseman, will confirm that he'll bat here in the second. Zane Adams, fastball. I love his approach today. Swung on and fouled behind home by Obenauer.
Zane Adams always making quick work. Not a lot of thought process. He's get the call, let's throw it.
Fowler out in center, shaded towards right center. Yeah. Check swing at the breaking ball. And Adams is out in front 0-2.
Love the start by Zane. He's getting strike one right out the gate. And saw the slider right there. And, again, these Washington State batters off balance early.
And 0-2. Down low. You got to be careful if you're me here, and you can't say it's a big game. Game 2 of the season. But that was pretty much a quick right hook last night delivered by Washington State when it came out of nowhere. A 1-2 is swung on a miss for a strikeout. I mean, the last thing that Alabama wanted to do is have Adams not be effective today after the loss last night. You're down 0-2 to a Washington State team that won only 18 games last year. So this is significant.
Let's look at it like this. Zane Adams is the anchor. And, regardless of what happens on Friday, any Power 4 SEC team, you feel really good on Saturday with Zane.
Matt Priest, foul ball right side, the left fielder.
And on that last strikeout, you could just tell Obenauer just emergency hack, couldn't tell, fastball changeup, got blown away with a fastball. That's just really good SEC pitching.
And 0-1. That's in for a strike. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you feel that vibe that you can't say must win? I mean, you're not playing Tennessee, Oklahoma, Vandy. You certainly don't want to make news for the wrong reasons. And the thing about yesterday, there was a lot of hype, a lot of buzz. Rob Vaughn was very, very pleased about the attention that his team was getting, both on regular news and in social. He was very thankful and very pleased with the crowd yesterday. That right field bleachers was absolutely packed. And you took the air out of the balloon with a loss. A 1-2 pitch, swing and a foul. Did he get a piece of it? Yes. No, he didn't. Ball got away from
it he caught it, then exchange from limb. They're going to call him out. But to answer your question, I think as a former player and coach, yeah, opening day is exciting. You didn't get the win, but it's you don't let that affect you. You're going out, and I need to focus on my first at bat or my first hitter that I'm going to face as a pitcher, and that's really it. There's no hanging around and let it hang on a chain like bringing you down.
Rob said, we all love opening day, but he goes, I just can't wait for it to get over with. And now you feel like, okay, it's time to play baseball. As Jonah Scholl, the DH right-handed batter, takes a strike. And then the changeup is outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
You do want to get the fan in the everybody in the stadium going early offensively and get that type of momentum. They have not gotten that yet.
Now 1-1, a weak swing at another change. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Look, Dave, the other thing is there's a lot of competition on this campus. There's a basketball game later on. There's a softball game going on. And, the thing that my boss has taught me, in 1988, my first job in pro ball was in Bakersfield, California. And they said to me, look, let me give you a lesson here. Winning is the best promotion. That's something I've not forgotten. 1-2, 2 outs, bases cleared. No score in the second. Adams 5 up, 5 down, and a 1-2 pitch.
Can't focus on the results. You got to focus on each pitch, each at bat. And yes, the winning and the results will come. That's what you got to focus on. As you're on that field for Alabama, you focus on each and every pitch, each and every at bat.
2-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3, breaking ball. And this has been a strong start as Adams has struck out 5 of the first 6 hitters. In the middle of the second from Sewell Thomas. Notice the Joe. No score. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Bottom of the second inning, the Tide will bring up Peyton Steele, Justin Osterhaus, and Will Plattner. Doubleheader today. So you're off tomorrow. You got plans? Probably you'll be indoors because the rain is supposed to come, I'll say about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, all through the night into tomorrow morning. Late tomorrow afternoon, evening, the rain is supposed to head east. We'll send it to Georgia. And then my mom in North Carolina, she gets it about half a day after we get it. Here's Peyton, the man of steel, the right fielder. 4 for 12 last year, 8 games, 1 start. Right-handed batter, first pitch in there for a strike from Nick Lewis.
Like Curt said, limited starts last year, but really performed throughout this fall to earn the starting nod.
0-1, swung on and popped up short left. You got Priest, the left fielder, jogging in, has it measured and makes the catch.
Yeah, still his first start last year, making his first start and got his first home run in that start. Hopefully he can continue that momentum. Nice size and approach at the plate in Peyton Steele.
Justin Osterhaus, the left fielder. 0 for 4 in his Crimson Tide debut. A left-handed hitter. One of the top portal transfers. He takes a first pitch strike out of 0-1 count. 355 last year, 9 home runs with Indiana Fort Wayne. 0-1, swing fisted. Shortstop Roy, that's not very high, and Roy makes a catch, and 2 up, 2 down. I think Alabama is just missing, Dave, and as a hitter, you know what I'm talking about.
Not picking up the delivery or something on timing, because it's not velocity. That was 85 miles an hour on the hand. So credit Lewis for keeping the Alabama hitters off balance at this point.
Will Plattner is catching, 264 last year, takes low and inside, and then 1 for 2 last night. Then he was lifted for the duo of Brady Neal and Will Plattner. You got 1 from the right side, 1 from the left side. He's splitting home for a while. And certainly this is a great time for Plattner facing a left-handed pitcher. 2-0 count after he had taken. Swings, foul ball right side, curveball, and Davey again, the timing and certainly not the velocity, but the timing is just off a tick. That's a pitch, 2-0. We want to do some damage. 2-0, strike on the inside, or 2-1 on the inside. Now count even at 2-2, bottom of the Bama second, no score. Alabama against Washington State.
Well, credit Lewis. Its fastball has been properly located. Nothing over the plate.
2-2.
Saw
Gets
right
the
there.
outside part of the plate. Strike 3 called, and Alabama goes down in order. After 2 straight at the Joe, no score. Alabama and Washington State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. As we go to the top of the 3rd inning, Alabama, Washington State. Fans go to RollTide.com Kindred.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent who can provide local, personalized insurance, and it's expertise. You can do that today. All their agents well equipped. 5 out of 6, and every scout looks for what they call swinging strike, swing and miss stuff. All 5 have been swing and miss, Dave.
Zane Adams got that on all 3 type of pitches. We got a mini pitcher's duel at this point. Only 1 hit amongst either team.
Ryan Shonsby, the first baseman, left-handed hitter. First pitch is low, 1 ball, 0 strikes. 1 for 4 with a home run last tonight. Fowler out in center, just a shade towards left center. 1-0 in there for a strike. Change up. Shonsby hit .243 for the Cougars last year. A 1-1 swing and a rip foul right side. Washington State last year hit only 29 home runs. They hit 2 last night, both off of Tyler Fay.
That's a 92-mile-an-hour heater on the inner half. I'm looking at it on the TV screen and seeing the run in on the hitter. Well struck, but not much you can do with that. A hard foul strike.
Ball and 2 strikes on Shonsby. Here's the pitch. Swung on, lifted. Out of play foul. Dave, I like that sequence because you came inside. Not your best fastball, but enough. You got a foul ball, and then you see the lean as both Lem, the catcher, and Adams, the pitcher, delivering on the outer third after the inner third. So east-west is there. The 1-2 right down the middle, fouled out of play.
So you run a fastball right there that Shonsby fouls off at the letters, which really sets up the off-speed down and away.
A 1-2 swing and a weak ground ball towards LeBron at short. Gloves, transfers, throws in time.
And that's exactly what it was. Change up, down and away. Typically you're not seeing the change up lefty on lefty, but Zane Adams has such control and it complements his fastball. You got to utilize it against a good left-handed hitter in Shonsby to get weak contact to Justin LeBron.
Cam McLeod is the catcher. One of 2 Canadians on this Washington State club. Right-handed batter, first pitch in, strike 1. 0 for 4, 3 punch-outs in last night's 8-4 win for Wazoo. Went to a junior college in Kansas. Here's an 0-1. Shows bunt, takes outside. Now for a long time, Dave, Canadians did not have high school baseball. What they do have is travel ball, and they're very, very competitive, obviously, if you don't have baseball during a spring and summer. And really, to get any kind of notice, you better be a great player, play on the travel ball team, and then that's where schools in the States will find you. He takes a strike, 1-2. The pitch, swing and a miss.
Zane Adams really getting into his zone right now. He feels like he can throw any pitch in any moment, really keeping the batters off balance. Now we're coming to the last batter in the order in Luke Thiel, but really no answer for Washington State at this point.
6 strikeouts, 8 batters faced. The other 2 have grounded out to LeBron. So here's Luke Thiel, the second baseman, right-handed batter. He had a rough night in the season opener. 0 for 4, struck out 4 times. He hit .310 last year for Washington State.
Yeah, we've talked through 8 batters. Zane Adams has 6 Ks when literally no answer at this point. So great start.
And there's 6 swinging strikes, no less. This is up and away. Remember, he won his first 4. It was a really good compliment to Riley Quick. completely different. You got a righty who throws mid-upper 90s. A great slider. Here's a bunt, foul, first base side. Then you come back the next day with the lefty, Adams. And Adams, when the SEC play started, did not pitch as well as he did in the first half. Still wound up with 7 Ws. In fact, he was second on the team in both wins and strikeouts. Quick, who became a first-round pick, led the team in practically every pitching category you can ask for. Then got drafted by the Minnesota Twins. Adams 1 strike away from a perfect third. The wind, the pitch, swing, weak ground ball, left side of the mound. Adams, glove, spins, high throw, off the glove of Vaughn. And we'll let the official scorer do his or her job.
Swinging bunt down the third base line. Zane Adams comes up with it cleanly. Throw just brings Vaughn off the bag slightly. I believe they're going to score that. Probably a hit.
Top of the line.
Okay.
Did you see an E up? Yeah. It's going to be error on. You know why? Because the throw was high. So the thinking is Smith takes first pitch strike, low and in there. The thinking is that if the throw had been there instead of high, then Thiel would have been out. So Adams picks up an error, 2 outs, runner on. Third inning and no score. The kick and the pitch from the lefty. That's a bunt, fair towards Torres at third. Tough play on the first, not in time. That is a bunt single by Trevor Smith, who gets his 3rd hit of the series.
Well-placed bunt. Torres not playing in, but not playing out of position. I don't know if he had a play. That was a really good bunt, and I think for Washington State that we just touched on, you struck out 6 of your 8 at-bats. You got to try something different. A swinging bunt and a traditional bunt, and now we've got 2 men on with 2 outs.
Gavin Roy, the shortstop, right-handed batter, late on a fastball as he swings and misses, 0-1.
First time to get Zane Adams in the stretch, and the fastball still looks good with the velocity at 94 miles an hour.
Outfield straight away. Second baseman Holt keeping the runner Thiel close. An 0-1. Swing, high fly, playable to the right fielder Peyton Steele. Backs up a few, makes the catch, end of inning. As they say in basketball, no harm, no foul. As Adams will survive an error and a bunt single. In the middle of the third, at Sewell Thomas. Alabama and Washington State scoreless. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. And game 1 of a unscheduled doubleheader. Tomorrow's weather, as my buddy James Spann would say, inclement, funnel clouds. What other weather words? funnel clouds, cumulus, all kinds of things. But it's going to rain. How about that? We could break it down and say it's going to rain tomorrow. Brennan Holt will get his first at bat of the game. Swings and misses, left-handed batter. Last 2 years at South Al. 0 for 4 with the Tide last night. 0-1. Strike called.
And Curt talked about Brennan's average from last year, but he was really a thorn in Alabama's side every time South Alabama played him, and that's good recruiting right there for himself. Alabama saw that and said, hey, why don't you come over here and play for us? And this is going to be a nice piece for Alabama once he gets going. Versatile defensive ability.
He'll take a strike on the outside corner and end his at-bat, so he's 0 for 5 with Alabama. Bryce Fowler walked his first time up, and Fowler has been on base 5 times in this series. Left-handed hitter, first pitch just missed outside. He can do a lot of everything. 267, certainly a workable batting average. 7 homers last year, 43 knocked in, 12 stolen bases, and a fabulous highlight catch out in right field against the Vols last year, and he spanks this one, but foul right side, jumped on it.
Lewis holds serve. We talked about Zane Adams' strong start. 3 punch-outs for the first time through the order. No runs given up.
2-1. At the knees. And a strike called. Yeah, this is a 20-year-old redshirt freshman. Second year with Washington State. Gets a strike called on Fowler. And ends the at-bat.
Next on the bat for Crimson Tide is shortstop, number 1, Justin LeBron.
We talked about Justin LeBron. Got the offense kick-started, but a little late in the 9th inning with an opposite field home run. Here with 2 outs, if you see one over the plate, you're trying to run one out of the yard with two outs.
LeBron takes inside. Let me correct myself. Redshirt sophomore is a better description. He pitched last year with Washington State. You mentioned 4-7 last year. Throws his changeup low. He made 16 appearances, 14 starts as a teenager in the Cougars rotation. 2-0. At the knees for a strike.
And this pitch location by Lewis, 85 miles an hour on the fastball, 2-0. Justin LeBron takes that for a strike. Wasn't the type of 2-0 pitch you want to swing at, but a good pitcher's pitch. 2-1
now from Lewis. And that's hit sharply to third baseman Obenauer, and he throws across the diamond, and Alabama goes down in order. 1/3 of the way through. First game of a doubleheader, no score, Alabama and Washington State. Back in a moment. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. of Alabama baseball, and even prouder to take the field with you. Being a team player has been part of the CB&S Bank culture since 1906, my first year in ball. Roll time. Well, David, we've got a scoreless game, fourth inning, and you look at point of view of Washington State. They held this powerful tied offense to 4 runs last night. 2 of them came in the bottom of the ninth on a home run by LeBron. So far, Alabama, no runs on just 1 base hit.
Both Zane Adams and Lewis, strong starts, giving their teams an opportunity. Last inning for Zane Adams, got some runners on, worked out of it. It's been low stress thus far for Zane Adams, but it's all been the recipe of first pitch strikes.
53 total pitches, a swing, and a line drive towards right fielder Steele, reaching down and coming in, and makes that just below his knees, makes that catch.
Good break by Steele. The ball was hard hit, line drive, sometimes the hardest ones to pick up as an outfielder on depth perception, but Steele able to corral it for out 1.
Ollie Obenauer is next. Struck out swinging in the second. Adams so far with a shutout. He throws down low.
36 pitches for Zane Adams, 30 strikes. That's a good ratio.
Yeah.
I'm not good with math, but that's a good ratio.
You don't have to be good with math with that kind of ratio. You're looking at mid-60s is a good game. 65 to 70% of your pitches, if they're strikes, you probably had a pretty good game. 1-1. That's down low. And again, Alabama getting an efficient outing. He's averaging less than 15 pitches per inning through the first 3.
And Curt, we have the luxury where we're watching it and telling you all the stories. Zane Adams misses for balls or could be called strikes. That's when you know you're doing really well. That hitter's got to. He knows it's around the zone, and it's just a matter of 50-50 balls, and those are really good pitches on the outer and inner half.
1 out, bases emptied. 3-1 is swung on. Hit out of play, foul, right side. Count is filled up at 3-2. 6 strikeouts, no walks allowed by Adams.
Talked about Washington State's offense and how they were able to get up early yesterday, but Ollie Obenauer played a really good third base defensively.
A 3-2. That's lifted towards Steele in right. Moving to his left, looking up. It'll hit the bottom of the wall. Fair ball in play. And Obenauer will sneak into second base with a 1-out opposite field double.
Looked like a fastball on the outer half. Obenauer put a good run on it. Not the first hit that's really been struck by the Cougars. And they got a little bit of something going here in the 4th with 1 out.
Matt Priest coming up with a man on second. Open base at first. And no score here in the top of the 4th inning. He's going to bunt. First base side. It gets past Adams. Now it's in no man's land. What a great idea. And executed well, as State will have runners on first and third with 1 out. I didn't see that coming.
No, that was a great opportunity for what they call a push bunt. All that means a right-handed hitter sees an opportunity where you're trying to hit a ball right towards the second baseman, just right past the pitcher. And what makes that very ideal is Zane Adams, or any left-handed pitcher for that matter, is falling off the rubber to the third base side. Can't get that, and once you get it past the pitcher's mound, ain't no chance, and that's a perfectly placed bunt hit.
There will be a mound visit. Scoreless game, but Washington State with runners on first and third. A 1-out double by Obenauer. And a beautiful bunt single by Matt Priest, the left fielder. Dave, once a bunt gets past a pitcher, I don't know exactly the percentage, but in my mind, it's as high as 80% that's going to be a base hit. You get it past the pitcher, your second baseman, first baseman playing back. Such a tough play.
Then you have 3 types of bunts in this game, and the bunt is almost getting extinct, but Washington State's bringing it back to life. You have your traditional sacrifice bunt where you're just trying to move a runner over, not trying to hit. Then you got your drag where you're trying to hit it down the baselines, and then what we just saw right there, and what we were telling you, a push bunt, which is typically done by the right-handed hitter trying to get it bunted past the pitcher's mound, and you are automatically on.
They're on the corners for Jonah Schull, the DH. So working out of the stretch is Adams. Step and throw towards first. Runner gets back. Schull did not play last night. He struck out his first at bat. Now, talk about efficiency. What would be the pitch to throw is something you can get a ground ball hooked over to LeBron and get in and out with a double play. The pitch is up high, 1-0.
Schull showing bunt as well. It's a good opportunity, but for Zane Adams trying to keep the runner at first, Priest close, because if you can somehow get a ground ball double play, work yourself out of the inning, got to keep that runner close at first.
1-0, batter squares, shows bunt. Fastball high. I'm not sure, Dave, that he was bunting for a squeeze or wanted to make contact as much as it was to show it and get, give the infielder something to think about. But a 2-0 count. The lefty Heidelberger warming up for the Tide. Here's 2-0. Swing and a miss, big fastball. 2-1.
And got his pitch. Still couldn't come up with it in Schull. 2-1 count. Let's see if there's any action on the base pass.
2-1. Squaring again. And a change up low, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Interesting now. You're right. Priest at first.
If you're Washington State, you want to stay out of the double play, put runner in action at first.
Adams pitches home. It's a bunt popped up foul behind home plate, and Schull doing Adams and Alabama a favor. Neither of the runners are breaking on these bunts. Infield back, double play depth. The set, 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. Like that comeback, DK.
Yeah, it was fastball, just country fastball coming right at you at 94 miles an hour. That was just a competitive at bat right there by both sides. Zane Adams getting the better of it, but a very big out. Now you can kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. Not quite there. You got to face a very good Shawnsby, but a big second out right there by Zane Adams. Love to see that.
Now you do have a timeout called by Nathan Choate, the skipper. You're allowed this in college ball, so he brings his base runners, the on-deck batter and the current hitter ready, or they're all rather chatting.
And that might just be one to break up the confidence of Zane Adams, but maybe might be something on the base pass to cause a little chaos. I'm not quite sure there would be, because the way Shawnsby swung the bat last couple of at least yesterday and today, pretty good bat. So I don't think you need a manufacturer. At the same time, Zane Adams pitching really well at this point.
Shawnsby is a left-handed hitter. Keep that in mind. Fowler, the center fielder, shading towards left center. The first pitch from Adams is in there. Strike 1 called.
Always feel good. First pitch, fastball, strike. 94 miles an hour. Now you can open up the repertoire.
We'll sink on that last one. Here's an 0-1. Low. 85-ish, Dave, a cutter?
Look like a cutter.
Yeah. They show him something different. See if Adams can wiggle out of this. Runners on the corners for Washington State. No score in the 4th. And a 1-1. Up and away, 2-1 on the lefty Schansby. Homered yesterday. Grounded to LeBron at short today.
All right, you got a 2-1 count, kind of a 50-50 situation. What does Zane Adams feel really good about throwing right here?
The 2-1. Fastball low, 3 balls, 1 strike.
So as a hitter right there, you saw that where it was kind of neck and neck. What pitch does Zane Adams feel most confident with? Obviously, his fastball right there. He didn't land it. But if you're in the dugout, either side, you got to be watching these cat and mouse games. What does the pitcher feel most confident with? Now it's 3-1. You think you automatically have to come with a fastball.
Works below the belt. Here's a pitch. Check, swing, strike.
Well, he feels really good about slider, and I think that's because his elite confidence in that slider pitch. And if you're Schansby, you're shaking your head because you know you're sitting dead red fastball, which any hitter should be doing at that point. Now you got to battle up, find a way to put the ball in play. Big pitch for both sides.
Adams will call time. Outfield shades left. Runners on first and third for the Cougars of Washington State. Count is filled up. The stretch and 3-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3.
Hey, tremendous pitch right there. Coming back with you with a fastball. Did that the previous at bat to get the out. Keeping this game close after the fourth. Zane Adams shot in the arm. Hopefully that can get the offense going for Alabama.
Middle of the 4th inning, scoreless. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. In the bottom of the 4th inning at the Joe, Alabama and Washington State. Before we go any further, we'll take 10 seconds and let our stations identify themselves. You're listening to Alabama Baseball. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Torres singled his first at bat. He'll lead off as the sun peeking through the clouds. We have reached our expected high of 67 degrees on a beautiful day here in the South. The pitch is in there for a strike. Nick Lewis is looking pretty good too, Dave. We're obviously focusing in on Zane Adams, but Lewis, a 20-year-old redshirt sophomore, doing a good job. Misses up high and away.
Yeah. Great start, but also the further you can go as a starter throughout the game, you don't have to leverage your bullpen, and that's what he's doing on both sides. We got to think about this. We're playing today 2 games, and you're going to need all your arms, and Washington State used a lot of those to get the win yesterday.
And that was a lot of their problems last year, by the way. Their starters had to go a little longer because they were a little weak in the bullpen. And that we have a statement here that the best bullpen is a good start.
You said the high and the temperature is 67. I'm just telling you, I'm going to stand up right now in anticipation of this offense getting going.
2-2. Swing, rip towards left field foul. As Dave Kindred doing his best Nostradamus imitation there.
It's the home. I'm just saying the home run train, for those who's ever been to the Joe, the home run train is out there a-roaring, so that's typically a good thing for Alabama fans. I'm trying to find a way to kickstart this one. I want to get excited.
Count level at 2, nobody on, nobody out. The 2-2 breaking ball down low. Good hold on a curveball. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Torres. Single to left his first time up. The money pitch just low. He had the home plate. Torres on base for the second straight time. So your standing routine, at least it's a walk. So you got things started in the right direction, Dave, and you realize if Alabama does score, and especially a crooked digit, then you've got 9 and 4, or 9 and you got about 14, 15 more innings to stand.
Well, I'll do it.
But you'll do it. You'll do it. John Lim popped a second with first and third. He takes low and away.
All right, again, an opportunity. Jason Torres, no stolen bases last year, but you got to be looking for, as Lewis is going in this game now at 50 pitches, you might be throwing a little more off-speed pitch. Got to see dirt ball read and maybe get to the next bag.
1-0 strike. Lim is from a place I'd love to visit. He's from Australia, where, if you're not familiar, our winter is their summer. Our summer is their winter. 1-1. That's down low.
Well, I don't want his bat to be in hibernation. I want it to get hot right now because he has changed his latitude in here in the States with us. It's time for him to get it. He's getting me going.
3 different puns in there. Here's a 2-1 from Lewis. Swung on. He lifted towards left center. Trevor Smith, the center fielder, on the run and makes the running catch. That ball was hanging in the air. Torres trying to get back to first, and the throw is just offline. Smith, Dave, ran a very long way because that's a left-handed batter, and he's playing to pull. I did not think he was going to get there, but he did.
Yeah, I love the aggressiveness by Lim. That was another ball that just was absolutely crushed, but, oh, man, Smith going full blast into the wall, making a great play, and it was a great relay. And Jason Torres was almost a third of the way to third base, had to retreat. But again, that's what the thought process. You got to be aggressive there.
1 out, 1 on. First pitch to Luke Vaughn is up high.
You feel like the dam has got to break at this point, putting some good at bats together. Jason Torres seeing a lot of pitches. Johnny Lim put a good swing on it.
0-1. Swing, lifted high. Deep towards left field. The 2 outfielders look, and it's gone. Luke Vaughn is gone.
And that's what the fans needed. That's what we wanted in here. We get some excitement in here. That ball was pummeled by Luke Vaughn, who had struck out every time. Don't you think that feels good to get off the schneid and to put the Tide up 2-0?
Sophomore missed primarily 2 straight years with injuries. Shows his home run prowess. And Alabama in front for the first time in the series, 2-0. And here's Peyton Steele. Steele looks at a breaking ball, strike.
Yeah, you could just feel it coming. The balls were being left over the heart of the plate, even though Johnny Lim hit a Scud missile in the gap that was caught. You could just tell it was about to come right there.
By the way, Rob Vaughn has sent a text to the press box. He said, please ask Kindred to stand the rest of the series. I'm going after this 4th inning, 4 innings with doubleheader action. I'm going to take a seat in a minute. But it's worked so far. Steele takes up high.
I don't know how superstitious Rob Vaughn is. Maybe a little stitious.
Steele fly to left. 1 out, 2 in. Alabama's second home run of the series. You had Justin LeBron last night. And Luke Vaughn with a runner on, no less. So the walk, fly ball to center. And Vaughn with a 2-run home run. 2-2, and that's lined, but right to the shortstop, glove high. Gavin Roy makes the catch.
Some good at-bats this inning. We talked about Johnny Lim hitting one to the track, and Peyton Steele putting another good swing on it. Line drive right at the shortstop. Can't do anything about that, but the law of averages say you're going to get them back in some form or fashion. That's all you can do is hit the ball hard.
Justin Osterhaus looking for his first Alabama base hit. Left-handed hitter takes inside. Pop to the shortstop, Roy. 0 for 4 last night. 2-0, Alabama leading Washington State. Breaking ball, check swing, the appeal did not go.
All right, off-speed pitch right there. Osterhaus able to lay off. 2-0 right here. Do you sit dead red?
Sure you do.
What does Lewis come with here?
Left-on-left matchup, by the way. The 2-0. Fastball out towards center fielder Trevor Smith. And as he veers in, makes the catch, and that will end the inning. But gone was Vaughn as Luke Vaughn hit a 2-run home run. And Alabama, after 4, leading Washington State. First game of a doubleheader. 2-0 the Tide. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Alabama in front 2-0 over Washington State. We'll go to the 5th. Keep up with everything Alabama with Roll Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download the Roll Tide mobile app now for free at the App Store and Google Play. I've got a friend of mine who's my broadcast partner for high school football in Homewood, and he's a professor here, a history professor by the name of Glenn Brasher. And he said, "Tell Dave to keep standing." So
okay.
You found the.
We're making our cameraman Easy E, Ethan Caravan, do a lot of walking and getting his steps in. So I want to make sure that we keep him comfortable.
Well, Dave, now becomes a very significant inning for Zane Adams. We call this in the game a shutdown inning. Just got 2, and he wants to post a 0 as easy and efficiently as he can. He's got 8, 9, and 1. First pitch to Cam McLeod, bounces before it gets to home plate.
And hopefully this will give a little bit of breathing room. This is the first time Alabama's had a lead in the series. So hopefully you don't have to place anything perfectly. Not that Zane Adams have literally no blemishes to this point.
Fastball, too much. He gets it by McLeod. McLeod is the second Canadian in this lineup after Gavin Roy from Vancouver. 2-0, the Tide over Washington State. 1-1 is too much as well. Overmatched on a fastball, swung on a miss, 1-2.
I just love to see that. We're in the 5th inning. Still good velocity and run on the fastball, 92.
McLeod 0 for 5 in the series, 4 strikeouts. Takes up and away. Now, I want to give him credit. He caught a really nice game last night. And tonight against, or not against, but with a 20-year-old on the mound. He's nurturing him through. 2-2. Swung on cute off the end of the bat. At first base, Vaughn. He'll need help. Smith is there. And he passes in time.
Yeah, it was a changeup.
First down.
Changeup right there, and trying to keep it elementary as I can. It's what they call a reared out swing right there, but doesn't come off the tongue as right, but I got to keep it PG in here, but again, making the at-bats very uncomfortable right now in Zane Adams.
Luke Thiel reached on a throwing error by Adams in the top of the third. Adams' first pitch swung on and missed. Now, Dave, is that his curve or his change up there?
That's the curveball.
That's a curve at right around 79. Full windup. And the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Buries, and that is the changeup.
That's the changeup.
Yeah, that definitely is. It is about a 1-2 mile an hour difference, but the bottom line is he's able to bury that changeup.
And it looks so good out the hand as a hitter. It looks like a fastball, and you just can't quite pick it up, and your swing's already through when it's dropped off the table.
2-strike pitch back to the heater. Swung on, foul behind home.
I got to believe that not right there, 94 mile an hour with a fastball. He's, again, I don't know. He's probably on a pitch count at this point. Don't know how many innings he's going to go. Probably shorter leash just with it being his first start.
And 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Off speed again. That was the change.
I think that was the slider right there. But I'll tell you that. He's was able to see every single pitch right there. And Thiel couldn't come up with it. Another strikeout for Zane Adams.
You want to know the amazing stat and the
9
impressive
strikeouts.
And all swinging. All swinging, and that's you hear that all the time. Does he have swing and miss stuff? Trevor Smith, 1 for 2 with a bunt single. 2 outs, bases cleared. He takes up high.
Another happy Valentine's Day. I got to quickly give a quick shout out my lovely wife, Liz, our 2 girls, Olivia and Emily, and my mom, Claire. Happy Valentine's Day. Thank y'all for letting me be out here today.
That's very nice of you. Are they listening to us and watching those 2 guys to our left, or a combination of both?
There is no telling. I could not answer that one for you, Curt. I hope they're listening in.
1-1 with 2 outs. The pitch in for a strike.
A lot of zeros, somewhat look like hearts, and we can thank Zane Adams and
nice one
for a lot of those zeros today.
You know, for aesthetic value,
for somebody who can't see, maybe
you'd love the strikeout to make it his 10th. The 1-2, woo, just missed, and a nice job by Lim. You see Lim just grab that thing and just try to get it into the strike zone. Two and 2. Bases cleared. Alabama leading state 2-2. Down just below the knees. 2-0 to score.
All right, 94 mile an hour fastball right there at 2-2.
You got anything, Dave?
If I'm Trevor Smith, again, I know you got to battle up a 2-strike, but I might be sitting on fastball.
3-2. Swing foul right side. It was a fastball. I was about to say I would have countered with a changeup. But his fastball has had really good movement, and he's thrown it low, and he's thrown it for strikes. The pitch. A contact popped up, and that's playable on the right side of the tied infield. Second baseman Holt puts it away. So you didn't get the sexy strikeout, but you got another 1-2-3 inning. We are halfway through game 1 of the doubleheader. Alabama in front of Washington State 2-0. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. That was the voice of Alabama football and basketball. Chris Stewart, Curt Bloom, Dave Kindred, DK, and then Ethan Carabin is behind us. Uncle Jerry back in our studios. He's got game one. Number 25, Texas A&M. 19-4 over Tennessee Tech, top of the sixth. Middle of the fourth inning. Number 14, Tennessee, tied 1-1 with Nichols. Top of the fifth inning, Ole Miss 4, leading Nevada 4-1. That game's in Oxford. Will Plattner will lead off. Took a called strike 3. He swings, line drive towards left field, and jumping right in, straight in towards the infield. And making the catch is Priest. Takes a knock away from Plattner, hit it right on the screws. Continuing our look at the SEC scores, Kentucky 18th in the nation, leading by alma mater UNC Greensboro, 6-0 in the top of the fourth inning. They scored all 6 runs in the second. Mississippi State ranked 4th in the nation, 3-0 lead over Hofstra. Remember, they got a new coach. They got the guy from Virginia. He brought a lot of his former players with him. A great third baseman for State. Georgia 15th in the nation, leading Wright State 2-0 in the top of the fifth. Brandon Holt, second baseman. 1-1 count, the pitch, swing and a miss, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Alabama's Plattner put another good swing on that one. Still not much action in the Cougar bullpen.
On 1-2, Holt takes out and away.
For the most part for Meyer, other than the home run, there's not been a lot of traffic for him. Just giving up the 2-run home run.
Holt drills one into left field, and he has his first Alabama Crimson Tide base hit.
Usually, sometimes those feel the hardest ones to get is the first one, no matter where you are at whatever level, and it's always feels like it's much more downhill after that. Put a great swing on it, opposite field line drive for Brennan Holt. Keep this inning alive to flip it to the top for Bryce Fowler.
Let me mention that Nate Oates and the Alabama men's basketball team, they've got a 7:30 game right there at Coleman Coliseum, which it's our job to paint a picture. It would be in deep right field from the Joe. And the women play tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock, and they will host number 10 Oklahoma. Throw to first, runner gets back.
Very aggressive lead by Brennan Holt. I like that. I think you got to continue to put the pressure on. We talked about Alabama's first time in the 2 games where they've had the lead. You have a guy that can handle the bat and a very aggressive and fast runner in Brennan Holt.
And Bryce Fowler, who's been on base a ton so far. 5 times and got a game and a half. 2-0 Alabama over Washington State. And Lewis worried about Holt, throws that way.
And that always helps. Again, one, you're getting the pitcher in the stretch, but he's having to go at times going slide step, and you just don't get as much velocity, and typically helps the batter.
A 1-0 pitch. Fowler takes, that's a strike. In game 2, by the way, Dave, sorry to interrupt, Miles Upchurch will make his college debut for Alabama against Griffin Smith. A lot of hype around Upchurch. Throw to first, runner back.
See if Alabama gets some action.
A 1-1 lined up foul left side as Fowler was trying to time the curveball.
Now we have a right-hander in the pen for Washington State. Looks like Matt Heiberger in the pen for the Tide.
He was up earlier when That one inning at Adams left runners on first and third. Fowler trying to work his way back in the count, takes outside. Count is level now at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And it's just a different, that fastball was way out of the zone, but that was a slide step. And sometimes there's a pitcher, high leg kick or slide step, you can't control it as much anymore. And now we're in the bottom of the 5th. You're looking for that mistake right here for Bryce Fowler. Something over the heart of the plate, even though it's 2-2.
Left-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Fowler watches as yet another throw goes to first base.
This is keeping a very close watch on Brennan Holt, but also giving time for the next guy, possibly for the Cougars.
Here's a 2-2 swing, hit sharply at first, and then bounces off the glove of Shonsby. Winds up in between first and second on the ground, and the Tide have runners on first and second with 1 out in the last of the 5th.
We'll see how they score that one, but if it were to be an error, that would be the first one for Washington State. Where I'm going with that is they played pretty much this entire series thus far relatively clean. Tough grounder, hard hit by Bryce Fowler off the first baseman, off the pad of his glove, and they're going to score that an error. And that's one of those things, you keep hitting the ball hard, eventually you're going to put the pressure on the defense, and that's what's been done right here, and that might be all for Luke Myers as head coach Shope makes his way to the mound.
We mentioned yesterday, Dave, that he's also the pitching coach. Well, you've got one of the nation's most dangerous hitters, top prospect, projected top 5 first round, and he can make a 2-0 game 5-0. Well, you got to ask yourself, what's my best choice? Oh. And when you look at last year, United did enough games. There were many pitchers, even in this situation with 1 out and runners on, they pitched around him. They gave him nothing to hit. Okay. It's a very interesting gamble here by Choate.
I'm interested to tell. I don't know if, obviously, we don't have any audio in that huddle, but was this Myers saying, hey, I can work out of this one? Or because the matchup doesn't make sense at this point. You got a righty in the pen ready to go.
Right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. Here we go to LeBron. Out and away, 1-0. And again, how many times we've seen this intentional walks.
There's nowhere to put him at this point. But, again, maybe confidence.
Runners will hold. Breaking ball in the dirt. Moving up towards third base is Holt. The throw is late. Good read by Brennan Holt.
Dirt ball read. We talked about that when Jason Torres a couple innings ago. It's a little bit harder to see it from second base as you don't have the angle, but you saw the off-speed pitch, and Brennan Holt aggressive enough to find his way into scoring position just to open it up for Justin LeBron. All he's got to do is hit a fly ball to the outfield, keep the ball out of the middle of the field to eliminate the double play. But you also have Bryce Fowler at first base, so 2 very good runners for Alabama.
Can't see this pitch being thrown as a strike. The 2-0, up high, ball 3, plus off speed. I mean, now I'd put 4 fingers down and just say, go to first. You're not going to give him a cookie on 3-0.
I don't know. I obviously, Justin LeBron has a green light.
Ball 4. It gave him absolutely nothing, Dave. There was nothing left on the bone. The only difference was you didn't automatically walk him. You got Torres up, Jason Torres. You would think a pitching change. Torres has a great way of zoning in with guys on base, and there is the official move by Choate. That being said, the redshirt sophomore Nick Lewis, competitive, Dave.
We closed the book on him, but yeah, I mean, a very good start. To say if you were only going to give up 2 runs at this point in the game, I think you absolutely are happy with the start in Myers. But a great start for him. But this is the knockout opportunity that we talked about that you got to take advantage of right here. This potentially can put the other team away and make your bullpen not feel like they have to be so perfect right here. But we'll see what happens with the new pitcher here.
We'll tell you about who the new pitcher is when we return. We'll take a 1-minute timeout and remind you that you're listening to Alabama Baseball from Learfield. He was efficient also. And now this will be right-hander Eric Rodriguez. DK, you got a scouting report on Rodriguez?
Oh, yeah. It's a junior college transfer out of Riverside City College, making his debut for Washington State. Super high leg kick, power arm, 93, 94 with a fastball, slider 83, 84. Literally right over the top. Looks very aggressive. This looks like one of the top arm bullets for Washington State, and this is the time to put it in. And this is a battle, power versus power. Jason Torres, mano y mano right here. Who can win this battle? If Washington State can get an out right here without giving up a run, you feel really good. You might be able to get out of this inning, but can Jason Torres officially deliver a knockout blow?
Right on right. Outfield shifting to the right. The first pitch is up high from the righty, who is 6'3". Lanky. 190. Alabama with the bases loaded. One down, 2-0 the Tide over the Cougars. The pitch, swing. Fouled out of play right side.
All those listeners out there, this is a fun matchup to watch. Like Curt said, big power pitcher on the mound. Jason Torres got the fastball right there, competed right there. Foul ball count 1-1.
The pitch. Strike 2 called.
Pitcher's pitch on the outer half. Now you got to battle up and find a way to put the ball in play. Got to believe it's got to be something low to entice a ground ball.
A 1-2 swing, a line drive out towards center field. It gets down for a base hit in front of Smith. Holt will score. Fowler will score. 2-run single. Alabama leads 4-0.
I mean, had 2 strikes right there, and there was another fastball. Just got too much of the plate right there. That was Rodriguez really wants that one back, you can tell. But Torres takes advantage of it. Line drive up the middle. Plates 2. And again, you can hear the fans continuing to get into it with the score now 4-0.
Dave, there are certain guys in the lineup that have a knack for driving in runs. And Torres is one of the first guys I would want in that situation. LeBron, by the way, wound up at third. And here's John Lem, the catcher. Left-handed hitter, takes high. 1 ball, no strikes.
How about making your debut at Alabama and coming in with the bases chunked? You face a veteran hitter in Jason Torres. Not easy work right now for Rodriguez.
A 1-0. That's hammered out towards center fielder Smith. Straight away now actually comes in, but remember LeBron with great speed. He'll tag, and he'll jog home, and Alabama leads Washington State 5-0.
Great at bat by Johnny Lim. Been trying to get a hit, but you do the job, and a good sacrifice. Got a ball up with a fastball, fly ball to center field, plates Justin LeBron to make it 5-0, and you continue to space out this lead. Like we talked about, you want to make sure you've done a tremendous job with Zane Adams in his start. Maybe you feel real good to close the book on him and bring in the next guy.
Here's Luke Vaughn. Vaughn homered with a man aboard in the 4th inning. Takes a strike, 0-1. So Alabama with their biggest inning of the year. 3-run 5th in progress. That one is whistled past the catcher for a very wild pitch, and Jason Torres will get down to second without a throw.
It looked like a slider that Rodriguez just hasn't been able to command, and he's got a very good fastball, but when you're not able to locate your off speed, you have to heavily rely on that. These batters know it at this point. See if he can find that secondary pitch.
A 1-1 count on Vaughn. The stretch, the pitch inside.
It's a lively fastball, too, with very good run. You got to feel if you're Luke Vaughn, 2-1 count, you're sitting dead red fastball.
2-1, and here's a pitch. Clip the outside corner, and like you said, dead red. Three runs earned against Lewis, but his record actually it is finished now. Yep. Anything else would be charged to Rodriguez. A 2-2, swung and hit out of play behind home, foul.
Yeah, you can tell. I mean, you back it up with another fastball. Again, I get it for Rodriguez. He looks like a big-time competitor out there. That's the pitch that he relies on. Perfectly placed. Vaughn spoils that one, but can he land a slider here?
High set. Check it second, the pitch home. Almost the exact same location. This one called a ball. That's a tough pitch to not offer at if you're Vaughn. Alabama 5, Washington State 0 in the last of the 5th. First of a doubleheader. Here's a money pitch. And that one is whacked but foul down the left field line. Good at bat for Luke Vaughn.
Just out ahead of that one with a fastball at 93 down the left field line. You got a bag open right here. Do you try something off speed here with Luke Vaughn speeding up his bat with a fastball in? We shall see.
Yeah, I don't know if he could throw the slider in, Dave. That's surprising. He hasn't commanded it very much. Here's a 3-2. Swing, weak chopped ball towards third. He tried it, Dave.
Couldn't quite pick up what it was, but that was off speed at 84.
84, which would be.
And you're seeing a different at bat right here. It's amazing what one hit will do for you. Luke Vaughn, we talked about, got the tie on the board with last at bat with a home run. The confidence, you can just flips the script. You can tell it's just a little bit tight coming into it. Got that home run and putting a great at bat together.
3-2, that's fouled behind home plate.
Whew. 93, right down the heart of the plate.
You got to command your breaking ball. That separates the good from the great. That gets you a job in the SEC if you can command that breaking ball. A 3-2, and he hit him. Yeah. And he tried to throw that same breaking ball. I told you he couldn't get it in, Dave. Well, it's a tough pitch, arm side.
And I think you had to go, again, just after going so many fastballs and you saw Luke Vaughn just right on those, even with 2 strikes, I get it. You had to at some point try something off speed, just couldn't command it. But at the end of the day, not really much hurt right there. You get a new count. Free bag, Peyton Steele steps to the plate.
5-0, Alabama over Washington State. Rodriguez, this is up and in. And Dave, I agree with you. This is a good, lively arm. But a guy that's going to, adjust to this level of ball from junior college, and you got to command that stuff. Here's a 1-0. Swing and on the ground to the third baseman, Obenauer. He'll send it across to first baseman Shansby to end the inning, but the Tide pick up 3 runs. The big hit was a 2-run bases-loaded single by Jason Torres. After 5 at the Joe, Alabama leads Washington State 5-0. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Very strong and dominating performance by Zane Adams has come to an end. He finished 1 strikeout high of tying his career best. He had 10 punch-outs last year against Presbyterian. So here are the final numbers on Adams. 5 innings, no runs on 3 base hits. Struck out 9, didn't walk anybody. And Dave, tell me about the new pitcher.
Yeah, Matthew Heiberger, 6'3", left-handed pitcher out of Oak Mountain. Very good baseball program there. One of the best relievers last year for Alabama, especially left-handed. And we talked about Upchurch making the start for Game 3. It was really a neck-and-neck battle between Matthew Heiberger and Upchurch. Ultimately, Upchurch gets it, but I promise you, Heiberger's waiting in the wings, and he is, like I said, the most explosive stuff for Alabama in the pen. And I think for him to put together, can he consistently do that each and every time? Because if he can do that, he's a weekend arm, no question about it. But it's going to be a sinker 90-93, 4-seam fastball 94, slider and changeup, and it's one of those. He's already putting 2 and 3 pitches of that together. And this is, again, you feel really good about going to Matthew Heiberger here. I wouldn't be surprised if this game stays where it is and he has a good outing. He could take it the distance.
Putting on the top of the 6th inning for Washington State, shortstop Gavin Roy.
Gavin Roy first up against the southpaw Heiberger. 5-0 Alabama over Washington State here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch is up high, 1-0, as the Canadian Roy has struck out and flied out, but that was against Adams. And Adams, an outstanding outing, puts his team in a position for a dub if Alabama can get relief pitching. Heiberger gets one in there for a strike. It was a high leverage lefty last year. And Dave, this is an important season for Heiberger. A lefty with some velo. He's got stuff. He's a junior. And he has a chance to put himself in the draft conversation.
Yeah, he really's got a great arm. But before we go too deep into Matt Heiberger, I mean, tremendous start by Zane Adams, allowing only 3 hits, 9 Ks, flawless, no runs. Very few times where he put himself in bad situation, worked out of some jams. Just a great start by Zane Adams.
1 out. Here's Max Hartman. Weak ground ball. Third baseman Torres was playing in, and that is a 1-pitch out right there.
And Matthew Heiberger making quick work right there. Weak contact on the first pitch. You have to face Zane Adams and then go to Heiberger. It's a tough day for left-handed batters. I don't want any part of that.
Third baseman, Ollie Obenauer.
Ollie Obenauer, starting third baseman. Doubled to right with 1 out in the 4th. And that was the turning inning for Zane Adams, who had runners on 1st and 3rd, 1 out. And he actually was behind Jonah Schull, came back, struck him out, and then struck out Shansby to strand 2 runners. The 0-1 is a little above the letters. We'll call it 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs in the Cougars' 6th. They trail 5-0 to Alabama. Heiberger looking for the perfect 1-2-3. That pitch is outside.
So many scenarios that you can use a guy like Matthew Heiberger. We talked about it. He was in the works of back and forth to be the 3rd weekend starter, but you can use him in the back end of games to take you to the finish. He could be a midweek starter and also a weekend guy.
2-1. Check swing foul.
I mean, you can see it right there. 90 miles an hour. I mean, it's just excuse me, emergency hacks. And you can't get a good feel in the box, and that's when you know Matthew Heiberger's feeling really good.
Count level, the 2-2. Heiberger cut home right in half, but he was low with his heater. We don't know the eventual plan, but he possibly could be piggybacking with Upchurch down the line as the 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4.
Well, this day and age where you're always monitoring pitch counts, starters are emptying the tank, going more high leverage, more harder velocity. You go 2 or 3 times through an order, it's an automatically taking it out, and you can go to the next guy to go empty the tank. And Matthew Heiberger's one of those, regardless if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Heiberger out of the stretch. Looked like his changeup high. Matt Priest has struck out swinging and has a infield single to first. 5-0. Alabama leads Washington State, and Heiberger gets one low. That's off speed. It's below the knees. A tough pitch to hit. You cannot elevate that.
And when you continue to space out this lead, it's 5-0. You kind of limit the type of running action that Washington State can do.
Here's a line drive shot to right field. That'll be a base hit in front of Steele. Steele with a strong throw right to the bag at second, but Obenauer wasn't going to test it. So 2 outs and now 2 on for Washington State.
Good piece of hitting right there by Priest. Fastball down and away. Probably not a strike, but put a great swing on it, keeping this inning alive. Putting some pressure on Heiberger with 2 outs, making his debut for this year for the Tide.
That might have been the hardest hit ball in this game for Washington State. So Mason Pirello is going to pinch hit for Jonah Hill. Pirello had a pinch hit at bat yesterday. Chops one foul right side. 2 at bats for the starting DH, and Scholl struck out both times.
Pirello, freshman outfielder, Sammamish, Washington.
0-1. Swing, and he sends it behind home plate, foul.
Skyline High School. For all those listening, Sammamish. Apologies for all those natives out there.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
I took a stab at it.
That's
Not
beyond
afraid to swing the bat. I mean,
No.
I come up swinging and missing.
0-2 inside. I'll look at second, and Heiberger's 1-2. Left his changeup up, and it's knocked into center field for a base hit. Obenauer will come around and score. Well, right pitch, didn't execute it, and the Cougars get their first run of the game. They've got 3 consecutive base runners.
He just never fails, though. Obenauer, who scored on that 2-out walk.
Yeah.
It just sometimes baseball is one of those traditions where you just 2-out walks come back to bite you. But good piece of hitting off the bench for Pirello.
Ryan Shonsby is 0 for 2, left-handed batter, takes strike 1. Now Heiberger's got to be disappointing. But what you want out of him now, finish this inning off. Give them the one, and then shut the door, slam the door. Your team's got the lead. Swing, chop towards first. Backing up is Vaughn. Vaughn will use Heiberger. Heiberger gets the white bag. There are 2 bags there. The green one is for the base runner. And that will end the 6th inning where the Cougars get their first run. But it's Bama in front in the middle of the 6th. 5-1 Alabama leading Washington State. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Bama fans, be sure to catch Hey Coach in the Nate Oates Show, presented by Alpha Insurance, live from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa every Monday night from 6 until 7 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network. And Nate Oates and the Alabama men's basketball team will be playing right across the street at Coleman, where Dave Kindred obviously has courtside seats. That would go without saying. You remember last year when Auburn came here, and it was 2 top. I think it was like 2 top 5 teams, and Rob Vaughn was without a ticket. He was not very happy about it. Because we had a Bama game here, and there was plenty of time to go over there, but it was a sellout, a hard sellout. He was left with no tickets and told to like it. Justin Osterhaus. Talk about trying to get your first Bama hit. He's 0 for 6. He takes low. 5-1 Alabama over Washington State. Five runs, 4 hits for Bama. The 5-1 for the Cougars of Washington State. Dave, Alabama men's basketball team took me in November as the day of the LSU Alabama football game. But a trip that I will never forget. A 2-0 inside. I don't know, Jerry, did you? Jerry might have engineered that game. It's inside ball 3. But anyways, a native of New York that I am, and I grew up going to Madison Square Garden to educate myself. Hockey, basketball, wrestling, whatever it was, tennis, concerts, Bruce Springsteen. And to get that call from Ethan's dad, Jim Carabin, and say, hey, we got a trip for you. Bama versus St. John's at Madison Square Garden. A 3-1, and that's a strike. It was my floating on air, incredible moment to broadcast your home arena, and the history behind Madison Square Garden. A 3-2, swung on, hit foul left side, and it turned out to be a great game. Alabama upset then number 5 St. John's. And that was during the air controller strike. And the thing about it, to show you, and you've got blood in this university, to show you the class of Alabama's entire nation. I'll get to this in a moment. There's a 3-2. Ball 4 inside as Osterhaus draws a walk. The game was scheduled purposely at 12 o'clock. We chartered, and we were supposed to get back in time because Greg Byrne wanted everybody, he wanted that basketball team to be able to attend the LSU Alabama football game. But we got caught in the air traffic controller strike, and by the time we landed, there were about 12 seconds left in the LSU game. And I remember hearing, we all turned on our radios. Chris was like counting it down, and then Roger took over, and that was it. So the basketball team didn't get to see the football game, which really wasn't very competitive, but still an incredible moment. There's a balk that's going to send Osterhaus on to second.
Trying to see what happened with that balk right there. If he came set, it was looking like he was getting the sign, but never. He went down to get the sign and came up immediately with no stop there. And I think head coach Cho asking for an explanation. I didn't quite see exactly how that balk was called. Nonetheless, Osterhaus moves from first to second. Another opportunity for Will Plattner, at the very least, to move the runner over to third.
Plattner has taken a strike 3 and then lined out sharply to left. 0-1 outside. And I totally agree with you. This is called situational hitting. In Plattner, you might have to sacrifice your batting average. And your job is very simple, and that's move Osterhaus to third base, less than 2 outs. And you got a lefty on deck. Here's a 1-1. Swung on. High fly towards right fielder Hartman. Hartman, short of the warning track, comes in, makes a catch with one hand. Osterhaus will tag, and he's got good speed. He slides in. So Plattner was able to do the job and move the runner, advance the runner over.
Saw the ball up, got it on the right side of the field, deep right field. I'll tell you this, you talk about you might have to sacrifice your average, but I can tell you Coach Rob Vaughn does not give a rip about what your average is. If you're making, at the very least, productive outs, you're going to stay in the lineup. I've learned that real quick. You can have a really good average and find a way not to be in the lineup too, but I can promise you the captain's going to find a way to get the job done.
That's a good point. He is the captain of the team, setting the example. Brandon Holt with the infield in. He swings. It's a line drive towards center fielder Smith. Makes the catch, and jogging down is, well, that's a little bit more than a jog. He'll score, and executed extremely well the Bama 6th run.
That's how you make the pin move for the head coach right there. I can see it for Rob Vaughn right there. Because of Will Plattner doing his job, makes Brendan Holt's job a lot better. You saw the infield come in. Rodriguez leaves a fastball up in the zone, line drive deep to center field. I mean, you can't put together good baseball right there being played offensively for Alabama other than hitting, getting multiple hits and running the ball out of the park, which you can't do all the time. You got to execute when you get on a guy on second base and a balk called. You got to take advantage of those, and Alabama did it.
Bryce Fowler with a foul to the right side. There's a statement that Rob taught me last year, and I use it a lot. It's called a free 90. And first of all, you get the walk. And then second of all, you had the balk. Those are 2 free 90s right there that led to this 6th run. It was a kind of run that Bama just were not able to manufacture last night. Fowler swings and misses 0-2, 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, and the Tide get that run back that Heiberger gave up in the top of the inning. A 2-strike pitch. Inside. Remember, we've got another game after this one. Miles Upchurch against Griffin Smith. That'll be the 3rd and final game of this, what will be a 2-day series. 1-2, swing, rip into right field, base hit. Fowler enjoying a beautiful first series. He's going to try for second, strong throw, head first slide, and he is out, but I wouldn't be surprised if, he's injured something, but I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if Rob was going to challenge it. It was so close, but more importantly, is it the right hand?
If he's holding his wrist or his side.
Yeah. Dave and I are watching it before we go to break. The elbow might have gotten jammed. This is a guy that's had a wonderful first series. All right, we will take our break now. 6-1 Bama out in front of Washington State. But the story of the moment is an injury to Bryce Fowler. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Blues Bryce Fowler. Be very interesting to see if he's out there for game 2, although Dave looked like it might take him a day or two and need a day or two to recover. It is shoulder-ish.
That's what it appeared. I dislocated my shoulder, and that is very, very painful. We'll see. I mean, that's no diagnosis there, but he is out of the game, and they're going to shift Peyton Steele to center field and bring in Brady Neal right field, which Coach Rob Vaughn talked about. Brady Neal being able to play the outfield.
Saw him a couple of times out there late last year. And then Steele moves over to center as the batter is Cam McLeod against Heiberger, who will try to throw 0 up on the board. You know, we haven't talked about the injury to Sam Christensen. And this is a guy who came from over from Oklahoma, another transfer portal prize. I looked at my scorebook from last year, and Christensen had a really good series here for the Sooners, and I was surprised that he went to the portal and transferred.
Big left-handed bat, hit a home run in the right field Rangers too.
Yep. There's a walk as Cam McLeod gets on base to start this top of the 7th inning. But it was a freak accident apparently during fall ball. There was a pop-up, and Christensen was coming in and did something to his knee. And Rob Vaughn has been very cautious, and Rob is not a doctor, nor did he stay at a Holiday Inn, but it's he said, you know, the time frame is hopefully by SEC play. Yeah. And that's, you know, again, you lost him before you started. Now Fowler. Injuries are taking its toll on Alabama's outfielders.
I mean, injuries, unfortunately, a part of baseball. It happens, and we sure hope Fowler is okay, but like we said, has exited the game for now. And Christensen, one of the portal gets, but one of the Power 4 SEC power gets that you really feel like he's a more plug-and-play. You've seen that experience there firsthand in SEC play.
I know I did. Foul ball sent right side.
But again, you had that last year with Garrett Staten. You have injuries happen. That's why you have to build this depth.
All one is inside. I guess now you, instead of saying you can never have enough pitching, but you can never have enough depth. And that was the thing that was impressive. When you get into SEC play, I mean, there are All-American freshmen on the bench. A bunt towards Heiberger, third base side of the mound, picks and throws to first base. Nice play. There's an out recorded.
That was a very good bunt. In the scorebook, it'll go down as a sack bunt, but there was absolutely trying to bunt for a hit right there. I'm very impressed with how Washington State Cougars have played small ball today. It has not benefited them on the run tally, but they put pressure on Alabama.
There's Dave, am I correct? There's going to be appeal as
Washington State has requested an appeal on the out call at first base, bang bang play, and I think at this point they haven't used a replay, and it was very close. See if we can get a replay. It looks like the ball beat the runner to the bag. As you slow it down by a half a step, looks like that'll stay with a call of out. And that, I'll just tell you this, again, Washington State's trying to find a way to manufacture a run. The power arms of Zane Adams and Matthew Heiberger, you feel like you're not going to put too many hard hit balls together. You got to find a different way to come up with runs. And when the score is 6-1, Alabama's been able to space it out. The last 3 innings, they've scored 2, 3, and 1. You really limit yourself. And yes, if you can get on with bunts and manufacturing, it's usually only 1 or 2. But again, good to see Alabama's offense get back on track today.
using the long ball, which was a weapon last year for the Tide. 94 home runs. Alabama averaged just under 7.5 runs a game last year. And that, again, is why you had hope all last night that here's the inning. Here's the situation. Well, we're waiting for this decision in the replay. We'll take 10 seconds. Let our stations identify themselves. You're listening to Alabama Baseball. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. To Sirius XM College Sports Radio, channel 84, and streaming on the Sirius XM app. To get our game, what you and I are doing, besides that, Dave, I just found out the easiest thing to do is get the varsity app. I mean, there's a lot of, if you're locally here, you can pick it up on your FM station, the Tide. But when I'm up in Birmingham, and I'm listening to Chris and Roger, whatever they're doing, I just go to the varsity app, and that's the easiest way to connect with Alabama sports.
That's a wonderful plug and segue, but yes, you're exactly right. For example, there's a lot of Alabama fans in local junior college, Shelton State, Bobby Sproul, and their entire coaching staff, my dad being one of them, down in the Panhandle. So I have no earthly idea what if there's a CTSN radio station down there. There might be in Dothan as they're coming back, but there's guaranteed to be on the Varsity Network.
I saw it somewhere.
After review, the runner is out.
Okay, we got our out call. I saw it somewhere. It might be on Nick Cesari's notes, part of the extensive network.
Next up, the bat, center fielder Trevor Smith.
But for all those Alabama fans outside of radio connectivity, and also our listeners out there in Washington, I'm glad you tuned in today.
Remember, their SID told us, he said, guys, we're going to have a lot of people listening. Trevor Smith will bat. He swings and misses with a runner on second, one down. Out in Pullman, Washington. Their alumni includes the great John Olerud. 0-1, swing, hit foul, left side.
Again, we need to talk about Washington State to come in on opening day after, reality, a forgettable season in 25, and to come in and on the road and get a win. They played some very good baseball.
0-2, swing, hit foul, right side. Totally agree. And you could tell it, Dave, as the game was progressing yesterday. Every out they recorded defensively, every strikeout, and every hit and every base they advanced, there was just some electricity in their dugout thinking, man, we got a chance to take down an SEC club. And they will be joining the new Pac whatever next year. And 0-2 jammed the batter, and he hits it off the lower end of the bat out towards shallow center, where Justin LeBron, the center fielder, will make the catch.
Good pitch right there, Matt Heiberger. 94 mile an hour up in the zone.
Shortstop, Gavin Roy.
Smith just couldn't quite get the bat to it. Weak contact for the second out. And you can see Coach Jason Jackson, the pitching coach for Alabama, penciling in, can Matthew Heiberger work out of this mini jam? Again, I don't care what the score is. How do you perform at these points in the game? Close the door and don't let keep this lead intact.
Batter swings and misses. That's Roy. The pitch is hit towards third. Diving to his left, Torres. Torres gets up and throws on to first. And that ends the inning, and it sends us to the stretch break. Alabama in front of Washington State. The score is 6-1 in the middle of the seventh inning. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
seventh inning stretch here at the Joe. And a little Cotton Eye Joe for all those fans out there. That's a mainstay for Alabama baseball with a lead. 6-1 Alabama going into the back half of the seventh. Seen some really good pitching by Zane Adams in relief by Matthew Heiberger, and some very good offense by Alabama. Some home runs, small ball doing the job, and we got a new pitcher for Washington State, right-hander, number 42, Trevor Stowe. Right-hander, 6'1", 197, redshirt junior out of Buffalo, Wyoming.
Did not know there was a Buffalo, Wyoming. The only Buffalo I know is about 8 hours from my home in Westchester County, New York. Or I should correctly say my former home. You ever been to Buffalo or Rochester, Syracuse, any of those?
I have not.
Well, it's like it's like going to Canada, Dave. It's awfully cold up there, and as I told Alan Dunn, my Uber and a former Alabama pitcher, broadcasting with Roger. If Westchester County and the surrounding suburbs of New York City, if we got 6 inches of snow, Buffalo and Rochester, they get 18. If we get 18, they get 3 feet. And I tell the story is Justin LeBron against the new pitcher. That when I was getting ready to pick a college, a place called Buffalo State had a really good broadcasting program in our state university schools. But I went up there as LeBron takes low, and it was about 25 degrees and freezing rain coming down, gray, dark, and I said, no, turn this car around. So I wound up going south to North Carolina, Greensboro, as LeBron takes low, and would meet the future Mrs. Bloom, and we won a couple of national championships in soccer, and I started my broadcasting career at a college radio station. 2-1, low, ball 3. UNC Greensboro is now in the SoCon, along with the Sanford Bulldogs, ETSU, Western Carolina. Good pitch here for LeBron, 3-1, hits it on the ground at third. Obenauer has gloved everything, and he throws LeBron out.
Trevor, redshirt sophomore, last year made 23 appearances, all out of the bullpen, tied for the team lead in appearances. So a guy with a lot of experience. Saw him battle right there with Justin LeBron and get weak contact. And also the Cougars go into another catcher in Jageri.
6-1, Alabama out in front of Washington State, 7th inning. Breaking ball, good slider, swung out and missed by Jason Torres, who has the big hit in this game. 2-run single in the bottom of the 5th inning, finally giving Alabama some breathing space. Well, Trevor Stowe on in his first inning of relief. 0-1 is up high. So Rodriguez, inning and 2/3. Charge him with 2 hits and a run. The 1-1, breaking ball, low. 2 balls and a strike.
Appreciate you tuning in. Just as another reminder, Curt's already said it, we're going to play another 9 after this one. And I got to imagine that there's going to be a lot of Alabama fans for this second game. We hope you tune in with us, but I can promise you that right field Rager is going to get teed up over here.
Wow.
And then get ready for that basketball game.
Teed up and then teed off as Torres lines one just foul towards left field. Alabama has scored their 6 total runs over their last 3 innings after shutout baseball in the first 3. Line drive smoked, left field base hit for Torres. And game 2 of this series, game 1 of the doubleheader, 3 hits, and he's been on base all 4 times.
Yes, love to see that by Jason Torres. Good at bat, hung in there, battled, got an off-speed pitch, stayed down in his legs, the hand stayed back, and put a great swing on it in left field. That's the one thing in hitting, you can be fooled and get out front, but as long as your hands are staying back, Jason Torres was able to do that, still put a good swing on it.
Here's John Lim, left-handed hitting catcher. Sac fly last at bat. He takes inside 1-0. Family with a 6-1 lead in the last of the 7th inning. And 0-1, Lem takes low and away. El Cambio. Outfield playing to pull against a left-handed hitter. Infield double play depth. 1 down, 1 on. The pitch swung and fisted left side out of play.
Right on that pitch. Johnny Lim, big swing on that one.
Still a hitter's count, 2-1 on Limmer. The pitch takes low and away, 3-1. Fastball.
Johnny Lim knows most likely he's going to get a fastball. Obviously, he's got the power, put a good swing on it, just not trying to muscle up too much, let it get there.
Runner will hold, and the batter gets hit by a 3-1. So Alabama with runners on first and second, home half of the 7th, and they tied with a 6-1 lead over the Cougars of Washington State.
And Johnny Lim not too happy about that one. One is get hit, but get hit with a 3-ball count, 3-1. He really wanted to get a good swing off, but had to wear one.
Luke Vaughn has struck out, hit a 2-run home run for the first 2 runs of the game, and then hit by a pitch. He takes a strike. So a new battery for the Washington State Cougars. Breaking ball, and he offered at it. It was in the dirt. Pretty good slider. Trevor Stowe on the mound. And Alexander Giguere is the new catcher. More action in the Cougars bullpen. A righty. Breaking ball fouled left side by Vaughn. Pacing of the game has slowed down considerably. Zane Adams was flying along with the Cougars starter Nick Lewis. Swing and a high fly deep to left field. Going back, and now the ball tailing back in. It's foul. Priest got a glove on it. Foul and then dropped.
Yeah, that wind definitely cut into that one off the bat. Looked like it was 15 feet to the right of the foul pole, and that ball just kept drifting to the foul pole and ultimately went foul. But that, assuming we had no wind, that was probably a home run. Just a long strike, like Curt said. Priest put a good effort towards it, just couldn't come up with it.
Vaughn was looking for his second home run. 6-1, Alabama in front of Washington State. The two-strike pitch. Low, slider, check swing, and then a journey out of that circle behind home plate. Vaughn, a tough season opener, 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. But a guy who's missed so much time at Alabama, including all of last year. A 1-2 swing. Off the end of the bat it goes.
It's good to see. We talked about up until the home run, just a couple of strikeouts for Luke Vaughn, and he's starting to battle and put some good at-bats together, shorten up the swing, spoil some off-speed pitch, see if he can find a way, put a hard hit together.
1-2, only one out. Alabama's got 2 runners on. Line drive on a slider to left field. Priest goes back. He makes a catch halfway up the warning track. Scalded to left field. 2 outs.
Yeah, another off-speed pitch up in the zone. Luke Vaughn puts a good swing on it. Priest made a nice play on the track. I tell you, Pete Priest is getting his steps in this inning.
Yeah. Peyton Steele, who has moved from right field to center field. And Steele looking for his first hit. First pitch is low. Fly ball to the left fielder Priest, followed by a line drive to short, a ground ball to third. 1 for 7 currently in this series. 2 on, 2 outs. Curve got away, came inside, Steele had a duck.
Was that two off-speed pitches,
Yeah.
Curt?
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think that Peyton Steele should sit on right here?
Yeah. Rojo. Spanish for red.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Uh-huh. He almost came out of his cleats. Foul ball left side by Steele.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 8 games, 1 start last year for Steele, who went 4 out of 12, had a very good spring. I was coming down here to do basketball a few times in October, November. And Alabama baseball, they had a couple scrimmages. They had a couple teams come in here. I think Georgia Tech was here, etc. And Steele, Zane Smith, they were certainly standouts. 2-1, he swings at a high pitch, 2-2. Stowe against Steele, a 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be in motion right here.
Yeah, advantage Alabama. Rabbits will be running. They go 3-2, swing and a miss at a breaking ball that will end the inning. And Alabama will strand 2. But 7 innings in the books. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Game 2 of the series. Alabama 6, Washington State 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Lear. Curt Bloom and Dave Kindred. Ethan Carabin. Roger Hoover doing the play-by-play on TV with my buddy Alan Dunn. But we got you here along the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Not quite home yet, Dave. We got 2 innings left here. Hopefully an inning and a half. And then we'll roll it back and we got 9 more. Max Hartman will lead off. He's 0 for 3 today. Left on left as Heiberger stays in. Alabama a little confused defensively as Heiberger misses low. LeBron was looking in, and Justin now was right over second, and he'll take about a half a step towards short. Pitch, strike on the inside corner, 1-1.
Good bite on that slider by Heiberger. Entering his 3rd inning of work.
1-1. That's lined opposite way and gets down in front of Osterhaus for a base hit. I was talking with Alan Dunn on the ride down, and you could just see it there that Hartman shows you everything, Dave. And Hartman is a player that you can plug into the SEC, and he would not embarrass himself. Now, he is a 4th-year senior. He's played a lot of ball for Washington State, but he had 363 last year. He had 5 4-hit games for the Cougars last year as well, and he tough out in this series. Heiberger misses as he's facing Ali Obenauer. Heiberger it'd behoove him to get a ground ball. Try to get a double play. He has thrown 36 pitches. 6 runs, 6 hits for Alabama, 1-6 for the visiting Cougars. And if Alabama holds on, then we'll have the rubber game 30 minutes after the first game.
Wind starting to stiff breeze coming directly in from center field.
It's interesting because you mentioned this, and I think there are more people now than there were at the beginning. And we welcome 0-2 swing and a miss. Strike 3.
93-mile-an-hour fastball up in the zone. First K for Heiberger.
You know what? If you can hear me, Dave, you're listening here in the Tuscaloosa area, and you're on your way to the basketball game. Get here a little early, take in some baseball, and then walk over to Coleman.
There you go.
Matt Priest will bat, 1 on, 1 out. Square shows bunt, runs up and misses.
Again, score 6-1. Not an ideal time to bunt, but Priest and this Cougars team has shown the ability to move the ball, even small ball.
0-1 is swung on and missed. Good changeup. Well, Priest is the, Roger mentioned it, he's the redshirt freshman who spent all of last year at USC, did not get in a game. So the at-bats yesterday and today are his first collegiate at-bats. He's from the highly competitive San Diego area where you got powerhouse high schools of baseball. Then to SC where he sat, and now with Washington State. The 1-2, he swings at a high pitch out of the zone, strike 3. That'll make Heiberger's job a little bit easier, Dave.
Back-to-back strikeouts. You see him starting to get in a good sweat, locate his off-speed pitches, and so that the respect of the off-speed pitch makes that fastball better. And so you run the ball up in the zone, it gives you the perception of it could be off-speed pitch, but that 93, 94 mile-an-hour fastball is hard to catch up with above the letters.
Mason Perello, RBI single when he was up in the 6th inning. He came in actually as a pinch hitter for the DH. Well, when you look at the size and the stuff of Heiberger, again, this is a projectable guy that's going to draw a lot of attention.
He's already drawing a lot of attention right now, but yes, to your point, Curt, from a major league perspective, he crossed. All the boxes are crossed. For him to take that next step is control and confidence in the secondary and third pitches. I mean, I've got a lot of confidence in him that he'll do it.
Behind 3-0 to Perello, right-handed batter, left-handed pitcher. 6-1, Alabama in front of Washington State. The 3-0 in for a strike.
He's been thrown into the fire a good bit in 2025. SEC tournament, not ideal situations, but the ones that he's been able to capitalize on.
3-1 in there for a strike, 3-2. But you don't build a lot of lefties with this kind of size. 6'3", 215. You think a lefty out of the bullpen, you think of a crafty guy getting ready to throw a breaking ball. Runner goes, 3-2 is golfed. Foul towards first.
Emergency hack just to stay alive for Perello. Again, 3-2, 2 outs. Runner will be off with a pitch. Luke Vaughn playing behind the runner.
Count filled up, and the 3-2. Check swing foul off the lower end of that bat. 2.5 hour mark, so we're at the bottom. That's how we say it in radio, the bottom of the hour. Heiberger sits above the belt in the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Heiberger punches out 3 in a row after the leadoff single. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Alabama 6, Washington State 1. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Captain Joe, our United States hockey team is tied at 1 with Denmark 10 minutes ago in the first period. South Carolina will take on the Alabama men's team right across the street at Coleman at 7:30. And then the women play tomorrow at 3 o'clock. And again, speaking of tomorrow, Dave, we didn't plan on an off day, but we'll get one. It'll be a rainy day here in Alabama tomorrow.
New arm for Washington State, Gabe Schneider, sophomore. Made 17 appearances as a freshman last year, all out of the bullpen. So another arm, new arm for the Cougars.
And his first pitch bunted foul by Justin Osterhaus. Osterhaus 0 for 2 today, Dave. Go ahead.
Yeah, 6'5", 190. Some big arms here coming out of the pen. with a lot of experience from last year. Again, it seems like last year a lot of these young guys got thrown into the fire, and hopefully we'll see for them over the course of a new year if that pays off for them with the experience.
It should, and they are optimistic about that. 75% of the offense and 66% of the pitching has returned. It's a breaking ball on a inside corner on Osterhaus. Might have been his change, 82, cutter change.
Looked like another, maybe a change up. Fastball's lively at 92, 93.
6-1 to Alabama in front of Washington State. That pitch is low and away. Schneider is pitcher number 4 used by the Cougars here in the first game of a doubleheader, second game of the series. 2-2. Wrong way. Went behind Osterhaus.
Slider got away from Schneider to bring the count to 3-2.
And the money pitch inside and a walk. Back-to-back walks for Osterhaus.
Now the designated hitter, Will Butler.
Will Plattner, after taking a called strike 3, Dave, he's hit 2 balls right on the screws. Line to left, fly ball to right, sends this one towards right field. It's deep but playable. Hartman in about 2 steps on the warning track, and he throws onto the area around second base.
Yeah, 0 for 4 today, but I can promise you, you talked about it. Hard hit ball, second at bat in left field, got caught. Moves a runner over from second to third the next at bat with a sacrifice and hits a ball hard right there. Just got cut in the teeth of the wind. Sometimes the box score doesn't tell the whole story, but Will Plattner is going to continue to be in that lineup.
Brennan Holt bats 9th in this Alabama lineup. 6-1, his club in front. Throw to first, runner gets back. For Stowe, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, stranded 2. Now Schneider, first inning for him. And he misses low and away. Miles Upchurch will make his college debut. That's 30 minutes after our first game is done against Griffin Smith. And then Monday becomes an off day, as well as Sunday now. Sunday and Monday off day. Tuesday, the Bulldogs of Sanford are coming here, Dave. And then Wednesday, Alabama State. Actually, let me try that again. Tuesday is up in
your neck of the
my
woods.
neck of the woods. That's right. It's in Homewood. Beg your pardon. And then Wednesday is here. And then I'll be back, and I hope you'll join me Friday as Alabama takes on URI, Rhode Island. You know, I might just drive over to Lake Shore and be a fan Tuesday. All depends on my granddaughter. Whatever Cecilia wants, she will get. Runner goes, and the 3-1 is up high, ball 4. Alabama with 2 on, both via walks.
Again, that's the thing for Alabama is the transition from Friday night to night. They've kept the pressure on Washington State each and every inning. There's definitely innings where they didn't push across a run, but it's been traffic almost every inning, and the score is indicative today of the better offense. Again, yesterday it was Washington State, and for at least game 1 today has been Alabama.
before Brady Neal gets his first at bat. Nathan Choate is out, and in fact signals that he will need some help. Choate to the bullpen. Go the Cougars. I didn't catch the name of the guy coming in, but guess what? We get a chance to tell you who it is on the other side of the break. So we'll take a 60-second timeout. Pitching change made at the Joe. Bama in front 6-1. New pitcher coming in. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Washington State turns it over to Austin Sheldon, their fifth pitcher used. Gabe Schneider went a third of an inning, charged with 2 walks, can't close his line just yet. Dave, I think you made a really good point. Ever since Alabama took the lead, they've pressured the Cougars pitching staff every inning since.
Yeah, and it's what you want to do when you can continue to work the bullpen, see more arms, because we got to play, like we talked about, Curt, we got to play one more game, and more arms that you can pressure, the better. Again, this game is by no means out of reach, but new guy in Washington State, Austin Sheldon, the grad right-hander, D3 Loras College transfer, making his Cougar debut.
And he will debut against Brady Neal, who did not start this game, and he's out in right field. Bryce Fowler. Here's a ground ball up the middle, through, base hit, run batted in. Osterhaus will score. Neal not wasting any time. Going to third base is Holt.
Let's not wait around, see the first ball you get since coming into the game. And Brady Neal puts a great swing on that one up the middle to plate another run for Alabama, making it 7-1, his first hit this year.
So Neal came in when Fowler got hurt, trying to stretch a single into a double. And Peyton Steele moved from right to center, and Neal went from the bench to right field. And here is Justin LeBron, 7-1. The Crimson Tide lead the Cougars. LeBron takes a breaking ball inside, and he can just about put this thing away. Extra base hit here. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Double home a couple, it most likely will be enough, but he sends a very high fly to shallow left. Remember the wind, you got Priest in left field fighting it, but making the catch. No advancement, Holt has to hold. LeBron skies out. Hitless in this game.
Oh, there's a fastball right down the heart of the plate. Justin LeBron sent it to the moon. Unfortunately, not the distance preferred. Definitely wants that one back. But an out for Austin Sheldon.
Jason Torres, 3 out of 3, on base 4 times when you include a walk. That's 3 singles. In the 5th inning, gave Alabama some cushion with a 2-run single after behind 0-2. Pitches in the dirt. Runner from first takes off, throws, goes into center field. Holt will then score, And then Neal, causing all kinds of trouble, winds up at third.
Yeah, love that. I don't care what the score is at this point. Still, at that point, a 6-run game. Dirt ball read, slider down in the dirt. Brady Neal reads that, but you want to entice a throw, obviously, with a runner at third base. Good heads up, base running, continuing to put the pressure on the defense.
Heard the official score rule wild pitch. Then the advancement and the error on the catcher, Giger. So technically, Neal wasn't running. He ran after, as we say, he peaked in, and it was a very, very good read.
That's right. Not a traditional steal.
Grounder foul outside of third.
And all those listeners out there, Little League, high school, even if you are not a threat in super fast, you can find a way to affect the game on the base pass. You don't have to be fast. Like I talked about, dirt ball reads, being on the base path. And when the catcher goes to the ground, when the ball's in the dirt, you're going to be able to advance. Some of those small things that can take you from a good player to a great player.
Torres goes down on strikes, and that will end the bottom of the 8th. But Alabama scores twice more. We'll head to the top of the 9th. Last chance for the Washington State Cougars. It's 8-1, Bama in front. It's the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Alabama 8, Washington State 1. Alabama trying to level the series at 1 game apiece, and then the rubber game would be game 3 or game 2 today, game 3 of the series. New pitcher, David.
Yeah, new arm for Alabama. Another transfer portal get, Evan Stecknesser, grad player out of Samford University. This guy's got a lot of experience coming to the Tide. 56 games out of the bullpen in the most precious moments for the Bulldogs, and now he's over here for Alabama. 4.21 ERA, over 92 innings. So this guy's got great experience. It's a different piece like we talked about out of the bullpen. Another left-handed arm, but coming from a deceptive 3/4 angle, and it explodes. The velocity doesn't look as hard, but it's just a weird look coming out the hand. 87, 90 mile an hour fastball. It's got good sink to it on that fastball, and a slider and a changeup. So this is another piece to be watching that can complement Heiberger and some of the other right-handed relievers. This is a guy, if you're listening, you want to come out and watch too.
Southpaw Evan Steckmester as misses up high his first pitch. Ryan Shonsby, yeah, he came highly touted out of Samford. Swing and a fly ball foul down the right field line.
Funky delivery is probably not appropriate, and it's uncomfortable for the batter coming out of his hand, and it looks a lot faster. We saw Zane Adams and Heiberger look a little bit more traditional. This is just an uncomfortable at bat. And the reason why Steckmesser's had a lot of success for the Bulldogs.
1-2 pitch swung on a miss. He strikes out the first guy that he sees. Remember from last year, Gavin Staten played at Sanford before coming and finishing his career here. And that'll be a lot of fun for him this Tuesday when he faces off against his old club.
Yep. A Huntsville native out of Grissom High School.
8-1, Bama in front. Washington State, we're in the ninth. Steckmesser misses down low. 6-1 lefty, 185. Went to Sneed State prior to Sanford. Sanford competing in the SoCon. They are a very talented team in that conference. Gets a strike called. A 1-2 up and away. The two schools that geographically are closer to me, and I do a lot of work with them, are Sanford and UAB. And they are, in the last couple of years, they're like a farm team for the SEC. You have a really good year, you're going to be offered money. Remember Sonny DeShera of Auburn?
Oh, yeah.
Started, he was the SEC Player of the Year, but he started at Sanford. Fly ball to right field, caught by Neal, 2 outs.
Thundering presence. DeShera ended up being a very good bat for them.
You know where he is now, by the way?
I think he's playing for the Bananas, isn't he?
That's part of it, but he is actually a student assistant for Auburn baseball.
Oh,
Yep.
so he might have coming back into the coaching ranks.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Luke Thiel, 0 for 2, and this could be the last batter of the game. Steckmesser gets a strike in there. And 0-1. Swing and a miss. Oh, how you time him, I don't know. His velo is going up and down, location up and down. Like you said, this is an arm that could be very intriguing in the SEC. Maybe the last pitch of the game, the 0-2. I thought he got it. Must have been a little bit low. Where's number 44? Alabama, 8 runs on 7 hits. Washington State, 1 run, 6 hits. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Game is over. And a 3-up, 3-down inning for Eric Steckmesser. And that ends the game as the Crimson Tide gets their first win of the season, and they even their record at 1-1. 8 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for Alabama. 1 run, 6 hits, a couple of errors. Dave, real quickly, Zane Adams really set the pace, didn't he?
He really did. The sour taste from Friday night was soon erased in a very strong start by Zane Adams. It was almost flawless in his start. No runs given up, 9 Ks, kept the game within reach through 4 innings until Alabama was finally able to bust through the doors with the Luke Vaughn home run. But after that, it was offensively carried and a complete game by Alabama. It's good to see that, and I know Coach Rob Bond is very pleased to see a very well-played ball game, and all the arms did well out of the bullpen.
A bounce back for the Tide. We'll take a timeout, and then we'll go right into our post-game show. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Alabama gets a couple of clutch hits with guys on base. They did not do that last night, but they did today. But this game, won by Alabama 8-1. The centers, in my opinion, left-hander Zane Adams. Adams goes 5 shutout, strikes out 9. His career best was 10. Didn't walk anybody. Allowed 3 hits. Alabama able to bounce back from the victory, or the loss rather, the victory by Washington State, the loss by Alabama last night, which was 8-4. And remember, we've got another 9 innings, another game coming our way, and the pitching matchup will be Miles Upchurch and Griffin Smith. Another timeout, and then back here at the Joe, we'll get you ready for Game 2 when we come back. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Okay. Okay.